had a dream about your ex and you're here to try and understand what this means. Does it mean you're still in love with your ex? Especially if you're with somebody else. In order to answer this question, I need to give you this spiritual message. Let's take an animal. Let's take the eagle animal totem, for example. Eagles are amazing creatures. They fly at 15,000 feet above the sky. Their sight is 5 times better than a human's. And they have around 1 million millimeters of retina. So they can see beyond what we can ever see. Eagles mate in the sky together. Imagine that, mating in the sky. The eagle itself is a representation of you and where you are right now. Eagles love other people on a whole new dimension. Their lives are on a whole different dimension. And the fact that you dreamt of your ex means you too saw him as an equal, as an eagle, just like you. Sometimes, though, we are shadowed. We cannot see the reality. And it does take us a long, long time to see that our ex is not who we think they are. In captivity, eagles can live up to 50 to 70 years. At this stage, it is time for you to perhaps meet another eagle like you. Maybe this dream came because you need to love someone on another level. Be loved on another level. The ex perhaps appeared as a reminder that you need this message right now. You live on another level. You are on another level. And your energy is on another level. It could be that it's time to close the door and move forward, and it's now time to follow your dreams. Having a dream about an ex-partner can be incredibly unsettling, especially if you've moved on and you're with another partner and you dream of perhaps having sex with your ex, or your ex is coming to you. There's one important thing that I just wanted to quickly cover on this video is sometimes we are all connected energetically. So I've done another video on cutting cords, so look that up because that will be very important for you to undertake the cord cutting after having such, as you can hear outside, it's absolutely coming down. There's a storm brewing, and that's exactly what this dream means. We all go through emotional storms, and this time it's a relationship storm, but I'll come into that in 2 ticks. To dream of your childhood sweetheart or your first love can suggest that you are wanting the excitement, the passion, the youth and the desire of that relationship. It could have been an amazing relationship, but it was your first love. Often when you dream of a teenage boyfriend, for example, it can indicate that you are looking for that youth and that love once more. If you think about love as a representation of your own persona and psyche, this will give you some clue to your current subconscious mind. It's basically a reminder of the past, of how you felt at that specific time, and even a nudge to say, are you truly happy right now? If you have had a dream about a recent ex, perhaps you've recently broke up from them, then this is very, very common. It can indicate that you're holding on to not only hope, but also anger. And it's very hard and confusing when you have dreams of the recent ex, especially if you're back together in the dream. You wake up thinking, does this person want me back or not? why is my subconscious mind put this picture in that we are together when we're not in reality, and this person's really hurt me? Think of the dream as a sort of medicine. You are given these images from above in order to make you feel okay. It could also indicate that your ex is actually thinking about you, which is what I've already covered in the energetic ties but previously. Perhaps you did something to completely mess up the relationship and you are just going back in your mind and processing the information. If you also dream of a recent ex who perhaps wanted you back, said sorry, wants to get back together, this is so common. It can suggest that it's what you are hoping for in your subconscious mind. However, it can also mean spiritually that they are sorry that the relationship ended. Even though you know that the relationship perhaps wasn't the best out there, you're still looking back at the past and wanting things to be slightly different. I always believe that dreaming of an ex wanting you back is a sign that they are also having a similar dream, or maybe a similar thought. To dream of a recent ex who was rejecting you can basically indicate that your self-esteem needs work. It can, in some areas, mean that you do not want them back in your life. And the dream is trying to help you focus and move yourself forward. To dream of fighting with an ex-partner is all about the battle of life. It's very important that you take the time to love yourself. Fighting in a dream indicates the question, what are you fighting for? If you dreamed that you were suddenly getting married to an ex, or you're getting along really well and you actually have children in real life, this is again a really common dream because you have to see them on a regular basis or have contact with them. If you do have children in real life and you dream that perhaps you're back together, then this can suggest that your mind is focusing on this because of the sake of your children. Subconsciously, you want to be on the same level as them, but obviously you are harbouring some anger and perhaps even hate towards your ex. To dream that you are back in a relationship that was abusive, for example, if you had somebody that was domestically violent towards you, or you just didn't get on and you argued all the time, this is a common dream which basically means you're processing information that happened in the relationship. The most important takeaway of this dream is to be completely honest and think about the relationship itself and how bad that was for you. And it's the way that your brain is processing that amount of abuse. The dream itself reflects that you are still trying to psychologically recover from the bad experiences that you've had. To dream that you've had sex with an ex, again, super common, and it can indicate that you have sexual feelings, not necessarily for the ex, but for somebody else, that need to be met. If you dream that you are with somebody that you weren't technically with, but you consider them an ex because perhaps you really liked them in the past, then again, this is associated with your own personality and the qualities and the traits that you're looking for in somebody in real life. So if there is somebody that wasn't that interested in you and you keep dreaming of them, it can just mean that you need to look at the
key qualities that you are focusing on in order to move forward with your future relationships. If you dream of somebody that's ghosted you or just suddenly disappeared in life, which obviously happens quite regularly on social media and the dating world, the modern dating world, should I say, then it indicates that you are likely having a mental, subconscious effect from the rejection. We all hate rejection, don't we? And even though in the dating world rejection is super regular, it can indicate that you are just frustrated and you just want to find somebody. And the dream about the person that ghosted you is saying it will happen, but you just need to give it time. To dream that an ex was breaking up with you can suggest that through that breakup you went through a period of trauma, and the fact that this is replaying in your mind can indicate that you are feeling unconfident and rejected at the moment, and you need to address your own fears and grow as a person. Remember, there's always sunshine after the storm, always sunshine after an emotional storm. Dreaming of an ex is an emotional storm in a strange way. Even if you're dreaming of somebody 20 years ago, it's still an emotional storm. To dream that your ex is violent towards you or attacking you in any way, then this dream can suggest that the abuse that you're suffering is you killing off the feelings for them, which is actually, if we turn it and flip it around, is a very, very positive dream. To dream that an ex is with somebody else, perhaps even with a friend or somebody you know or somebody you don't know, indicates that your fear is somebody else is going to take your place. And that can be in any context in life. It can be through your job, it can be through a friendship, it can be something really trivial. And what's happening in this type of dream is that you're transitioning a situation in your waking life to the rejection that you would feel if your ex is dating somebody else.
This dream can mean that you are an eagle, and it is now telling you you've got to soar to new heights and leave behind this chicken that will always be walking around the floor. And you might have thought, hey, I've met an eagle, I've met somebody like me, I've met my equal, but they're not. And that transformation, to understand that your ex-partner isn't who you thought they would be, is emotionally quite a distressing recognition. The ex-partner dream, if you are still in contact with your ex-partner, your friends, or you've got children together and you see your ex-partner, it can happen on a regular basis. Does that mean you're going to get back together? Who knows? But what it does mean is that you are still harbouring some kind of connection with them, which is why cutting the cords, and you'll be able to see this in my cord cutting video, is super important for your own spiritual wealth and well-being. The other thing that I wanted to touch on was how we sometimes think that we are with the right person when in fact we're actually not. And it takes, I don't know, a week or 25 years to realise that that person isn't our eagle. He's somebody, or she is somebody that we just have got no connection with. The other thing I'm going to say is, if somebody can walk away from you, and also this isn't just walking away, if you might have been the dumper or they might have been the dumper, if anybody can walk away from you, let them go, because they are not supposed to be in your story of life anymore. And that can be a really sad, grieving, worrying time to feel that somebody that you were really connected with isn't there anymore. Symbolically, it's as if the relationship has died, and that can really hit you, whether that hits you now, whether that hits you in 5 years' time. This could be the reason for your dreams. If you dreamt that your ex and you are back together, and in the dream you are perhaps with each other, and in real life you're not, this again is a really common dream.
Dreams about your former partners or exes can mean that the old, unresolved problems and issues are soon to be resolved, and something in the present triggers that reminder. If the ex was a cheater or they didn't treat you very well, you may find that you are in that situation in your dream. And this is just your emotions connecting to the past by dreaming about your ex or former partner. It can often happen when you are thinking about the new person in your life and you're projecting or transferring those fears onto your new partner. It's not to say that the present situation is going to be the same, but we all fear that the past can repeat itself. Dreams themselves indicate the present situations sometimes connect to the past.
Through all the connections that we have in life, they are all for a reason. Nothing just happens. You could feel mental anguish, worry, problems after receiving this dream. Often from a psychological perspective, it could just be you transferring the difficulties that you've had in former relationships to new ones. Everything happens for a reason. We are all here to be taught how to connect with relationships. We're not supposed to be on our own, and if you have a dream being single, it can indicate that you need to take this time to work on yourself, to focus. Perhaps you don't want another relationship and you keep dreaming of your ex, thinking that that's the holy grail. I'm here to say to you that the most important thing is you. Focus on what you want, what your needs are, not what your exes are, and do not fear the same problems and issues might materialise in new up-and-coming relationships. You could be married for years and you suddenly dream of your childhood ex. Again, it can mean that you're just transferring those needs and wants into your new relationships with others. This is a great opportunity for you to review what you really want in a relationship. Personally, I had lots of dreams about my exes while I was with somebody, and I couldn't quite understand why. Spiritually, it could be that that person's connecting with me, but on another level, it can just mean that there is something missing from the relationship that you had in previous ones. Having relationships, loving different people, moving on, growing, being greater is all our life path. And this dream is a transition or a wake-up call to let you open up the gates to say, what is it I really want out of a relationship? Is my current relationships giving me what I want, or is there something from the past that is clearly important to me? I hope you've enjoyed this dream meaning, and don't forget to check out my tarot readings on my website Auntyflo.com. Bye for now.